zetten. Ik ben blij dat je het voelt.
Ja, ik voel me helemaal beneden.
So healing essentially means you shift consciousness from one level into the other level. So everything that needs to be healed starts with your brain waves. Everything that is in the brains, in the glandular system, in the nervous system, in your blood circulation, in your breath capacity moves through the body. So this is what I do, is essentially light surgery and moving different frequencies attached to different levels of consciousness that override the old consciousness. So what I see here with this lady is, you know, what I get to the bottom line here is a big sadness, a high level of fear, high level of frustration from past connections, be it jobs or friendships or family, it doesn't even matter, and that moves through very quickly. And so let's see where that gets to. What I'm doing here is getting right in my information, and I get the right light codes, pull them through my hands, through that particular gland, in this case the thalamic gland that is completely obstructed. And so she just said she feels it in the heart immediately. Thalamus gland is an enormous gland, not talked about enough, but it can do so much to the body. It can change the way you view things, it can change the way you take information, it can change your appearance actually. So there is a lot of interesting information into that. Let's move through it. And so here I'm continually connected to crystalline grid systems that continually talk to me, and with the elements that explain what this lady needs at this time. And so when I get this information, I breathe it through, it comes through my hand, it eliminates and resets the body immediately, which comes in handy these days, isn't it? So that is how my healing sessions go, pretty deep. You get immediate results, and balancing out with everything that broke the body, that broke your mentality, your psychology. Doet iets in je keel nu ook of niet? Of alleen in je keel? So here at this time, I was asking, like, everything that moves from the head needs to move to the throat, and with most people, if the breathing system is not properly aligned, we have a lot of diseases going on in the throat center, the parathyroid glands at the back of your throat and the thyroid gland, that are also so much interconnected with your thymus gland or your immune system or your high heart. And so what I'm doing is realigning the entire spine and get that through while she is feeling big waves, like oceanic waves, moving through her legs, through the entire nervous system, the central nervous system in the first place. Because when the central nervous system gets open, you can heal the glandular system, you can heal any consciousness, any emotion, any old mentality out. But it is just a matter of moving truly through the old setup of glands in your brainwaves, and just getting rid of the mind, because mind is control, mind is ego, and moving past that. So the vibrations here, especially with the equinox moving through, are so high. Let's focus a little here. What I can see is her heartbeat at this time is beating very fast, a little too fast. So I rebalance immediately and get these energies back into her head or the glandular system, and I see a lot of illumination going through the hippocampus of her brain and what it means to her. So just to give you some ideas how quickly I work with all systems together actually, be it the blood circulation, the nerves, the glands, all together, because they quickly transform from 1 second into the other while I'm working with the universal energies, universal codes of light, and especially mathematics. So if I get numbers, I just pull them through, and numbers can change the geographical formula of her body. It's actually, we need to, our biophysical embodiment needs to meet the light of geographical formations. Let's explain it that way, because the inside needs to match anything that is becoming light earth at this time. And so that is the goal of meditation. It's continual healing and getting to know these techniques, which anybody, just about anybody, can learn and upgrade through. We are done with the old techniques, the old ways of loading the light body and loading the skills and bringing through everything new. That's the reason why we're here on earth together, right? Okay. So at this point I need to bring highest health immediately from the glands into her thymus gland, while I put these codes through her head. It meets her thymus gland, and the thymus gland will immediately, like always, connect back to the throat center. And reason why the thymus gland actually starting to beat like the heartbeat. Voelt je die pulsaties hier? Ja. Dat is eigenlijk magic, hè? Dat kan. So. So what is coming through is high-level vortexes, universal vortexes of light, with the information that her, let's say, her hearing, her ears, like the eustachian tubes, and her capability to open up a higher level of vision, like that moves together in a triangular grid, and aligning to her throat, in order to eliminate everything that is fear, fear to speak out, fear to speak the right words, fear to be judged with the wrong words. You know, all these lower degrees is what I'm eliminating, transmuting out right now. And let's see how that moves, what I get, the consciousness that I get. Also, so the movement with the heart and the solar plexus is the solar plexus can keep almost anything stuck. So a lot of people struggle with that. So what I'm going to do is open up these stuck pattern, get this old broken veins, or you know, the old sun out of that, and assist her to breathe through in the highest level grid composition with the great central sun, and breathe through her own sun stream. Because if you breathe through your own sun stream and get to move that all the way up into your spine, you get to work with the eye of the divine. It's a beginning point, also to clear out your vision, to clear out your information and get that on a higher level. Uw zonnestraal, dat was de groene straal, dacht ik, hè? Ja, mocht je ademen. So I'm just asking her to breathe through her sense stream because she's been educated in it. Dat is eigenlijk een hoge kennis, de groene straal. En als je dat verbindt met uw straal lavendel, waarop je geboren bent, dat gaat je super goed voelen. So in order to get her breath to a higher level, what I will do is teach her how to clear out the pulmonary artery, the respiratory system that moves all the gates open in your head, and not only the sinuses, but the sinuses connected to your hearing capacity, and how that is interconnected also with the thyroid and parathyroid glands and your immune system, because if there's anything stuck in the immune system, it will immediately catapult these patterns into your throat center. So here the pulmonary artery is massively important because it blows the circulation open to the throat, into the veins, the arteries in your head, and from there on there's a lot more technology that can move through, but here you have an idea how that moves, and afterwards I will give her some idea how she can upgrade from that and do some simple exercises. Once that is opened up, there's no end how your breathing system can expand many miles out of your energy field. And thus information can flow in your energy fields because it's part of your body, the physical body that you can see. And as we are moving and merging the energy fields, the unseen with the seen, both become the same, okay? That's the obvious of being light on night. Yeah. So once the old residue has been healed out, you start to feel waves of light, and you open up the body to grow into the light body. These days that is termed light body parts. And that can only be done when the breath has been opened to the level of your direct connect to your source, the breath of source, the breath of the creator cell, the big omnious breath that goes many miles. So moving that with your solar, celestial, universal bodies, you just shoot in the air into the phoenix rising. That is in short what it comes down to, because from that level on you can heal yourself out completely, and from one level into the other, and understanding what that ego consciousness was once about. So the best of fun is still moving into the consciousness of the creator cell, because that can change every day, and especially with the equinox happening now, you know, you move into your golden road and load those new creatorship skills that can go many ways actually. There's no end to creation. So. And the most interesting ways to do that is really working with subways of creation, from the first 12 ways of creation connected to the 12 universes, and teams of light into the higher 10 ways, into the subways, so that there's no end. Imagine working with the first 100 ways. That is just magic. We all forgot about. But anyways. Okay. So you have an idea how it works. What I'll do after that is just balance her out, balance and look where she needs the most of strength. In this case, it's mental strength. Getting out of the old mind control and being stronger in your word, being stronger. So setting the energy field there so you don't let yourself be manipulated or controlled anymore. And that is very important for everybody. Standing your strength fearlessly. We all get there. We get a lot of work done, okay? The time when I finish up, I'll start working with a few glands. Feel the highest level energies through, like she will taste the fun side of spirit in her body. So she will feel real good after the session. And I move this from here all the way through the body, through her legs, into her toes. So it's all, you know, balanced out, which I like doing. Because the more I do it, the more I get healed as well, because the energies have to move through me first, right? So I was asking her after the session, how does she feel? How does she look before and now? So how do you feel? You can speak Dutch.
Ik vond het fantastisch.
She said it was fantastic. She feels like quite happy. Other things?
Ik voel me a relief.
She feels a big relief, like, hey, this is only 50 minutes of healing. And anything else you want to say? Doesn't matter. She just told me she feels like so happy. The relief is so big, and she's starting to see many different things she didn't see in my house before, which is incredible. As I said before, you're starting to open your vision to a higher level of reality, and that is what matters. So enjoy this short introduction about what healing can do, about how it changes your profile, about how it changes how you feel and what you want to do. Okay, cut.